Okay, she's, I don't remember what I've taped on this. It's been so long, but I drove her up and down the road, and she is got the dye in her, and we'll come out here tonight. I think I see a drop of oil on the floor. I hope I do, because I want to find out where it is. Is that? Yep, good. We'll look at that tonight. We'll get our plumb bob and see where it's coming from, but don't need that if you got your dye and your lamp. So let's hope that we sort this out. I've driven her, about the most I've ever driven her in one day is probably 100 miles. And she's always kind of used oil. Old English cars use oil. And but I've about got a lot of them down. This one doesn't leak a drop. This has got some modern parts on it. The Healy is pretty good. A little bit here and there. That car hardly leaks a drop. The Bonneville doesn't leak a drop. So I go for that. Now, even this one, I put that modern oil pan gasket on it that you put in there with the little blue stems and the little half seal that you rotate, and they say you don't need to do that, but I do it anyway. No, I never have a leak. It might not leak the other way, but it never has leaked the way I do it. So we're going to see what we're going to got here. I got no idea what it is. Now, the one thing that I can tell you, valve cover gaskets on these things are paper thin, and if that's what it ends up being, and I'm going to start up here. If that's what it ends up being, I'm going to take those off, and I am going to just glue those suckers on there and just trim off the gunk later. I've had enough. I mean, the gaskets for these valve covers are so thin, and you know there's a lot of heat cycles gone through this thing, and this head, you know, I don't know. It's and oil leaks were so much more tolerable than they are now. I mean, the tolerances now are so different. Okay, battery disconnected here. We're going to look up here first. That's why I didn't take it all the way up. And, well, let's not put that there. It could bust it. Okay, let's wait for nightfall. And if I can make it out here tonight after the storm or something, or before the storm, I got to go look at the weather. So we'll see how it goes. It's a dark and stormy night. And I've got to go down to the barn. I've got to know about this Jaguar oil leak. I've got to know. So let's go down there and see. But super, super stormy and windy. Big lightning bolt. I just saw one about 10 minutes ago. So let's get on out there. You gotta, it's like coming out of a submarine for a land invasion. You kind of get your eyes acclimated a little bit. So, hear all that wind? All right. So let me get my UV glasses on. I'm trying to keep the light way down. So let's see. UV stuff. Okay. So let's get, got my UV glasses on. I got my stream light going. There's the motor. So let's see if it's valve covers. Anything back here. Well, that's weird. Oh, that's just that plastic stuff. So there doesn't seem to be... What is that? It looks like it might be coming through the valve covers a little bit. Okay, let me get this on. Just to get over here. Is there anything at the back? Doesn't seem to be at the back. So this is where you tuck your head in to the front of the motor. Well. All right, well, let's take her up and see what's going on. Oh. So I'm going to turn the back lights on, and then I'm going to take her up. Let's drop the bonnet. So nothing seems to be leaking from top side. Okay. I might have to take the bonnet off, but you never can tell. Let's turn those back lights on. Okay. And take these crazy glasses off here. And take her up. So you know what that means. It means that you have to hit the green subscribe button. You think I'm gonna leave that Jaguar up on this lift all night long? Got another thing coming. So I'm gonna kind of close one eye, put my glasses back on. Oh gosh, it's gotta be 25-mile-an-hour winds out there. Okay, now let's go over here. The things we do for love. All right, let's see if I can. Let me kind of close my eyes for a second. Okay, so there is what's on the floor. There she is. All right, well, let's go up. Look at that. So let's go up, and we're at the front. I knew it was on this side. Where in the cat hair is it coming from? There's remnants of it there. Well, holy cats. So I'm a little bit too far that way. What? This makes no sense. Well, there's a drop of it there. Where in the world is it coming from? I'm gonna have to turn the other light on. Oh, I see a drop there. And that would be it. Well, that's way up at the thing that used to hold the electric fan. All right, well, huh? This really gets me, because here's the front of the motor, and how can it be that far up? Okay, well, let's look. I'm trying not to step on the dot underneath me. Good gosh, you hear that wind. Looks like it's weeping through that downpipe. No, that's not. That's just so where that dot is, and doggone it, it's nowhere near the motor. Where did I have it? So there, and coming out. Dang, I lost it. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the bracket that holds the old time little Smith like windshield wiper motor. If y'all know about these cars, you know what I'm talking about. Same windshield wiper motor that's on the TR4 over there. It's just TR3s, whatever. And it pours out. All right, well, let's drop her down, because that's what I want to do anyway. And dang, that's it. Shocked. I am literally shocked by that. Okay, back on the ground. All right, let's go here. I really don't know what to do. So where we're talking, here's the alternator. I don't know of anything up there that has oil. We're at the fan. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Well, there's the oil stain. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I don't know what that was. Oh, I think that was... What in the world is up there? Let's do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to use the camera to look. I'm going to try to get back up in here. Yeah, there's a big stain right there. Good gosh, this hurts. How is oil getting up there? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to the other side. And it's leaking oil with some, you know, is it squirting up there? I like the more gentle light. I can't think of a way that oil is getting up there. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look at this tomorrow. I might just let it sit here and idle for a while and see if we get more of a thing. Well, that's what we did tonight. I don't know what else to do because I'm out of time. So we'll crank her up and let her idle tomorrow and try to find more evidence. I guess that's the thing to do. Okay, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to take this bonnet off. It isn't hard. There's a plug right there. See that plug? You just plug it in and you take them bolts off right there and there she goes. But you need a gantry. You need that thing right over there, that gantry. So let me move this stuff out here and get this gantry. I think I'm going to leave it here anyway. It's not much use to me over there. And so we'll see how that goes. Well, you lower the bonnet. You don't have to strap it in if you don't want to. And then you go under and get your tools ready because you're going right here and right there. Okay, now up here is your plug. See your plug right there? Only took a minute, so just get that clear so you don't hook it on it when you bring it up. Let the car down or whatever you're gonna do. But there's that plug I was telling you about. And they're all marked and everything, see? Let me get those off and then we'll drop her down and strap her up and pull her up, won't we? There's that original Cotswold blue. Okay. So this piece that you're about to see is like a whole nother car. They actually sell these made out of aluminum. They sell racing ones. But this is like a whole different machine, this bonnet. It is very complicated and beautiful. And I've explained it before, but it's really, really something to deal with. So we are going to let her back down. I'm going to start her up and I'm going to move her over there. So I'm going to sweep up real good over there. And that broom is over here. And because when I park her over there, I'm going to let her leak, let her idle and leak over here. So let me get this swept out real nice. Now you got to take this off, okay? This is the little grill that few people ever see or even notice. It goes right there at the trailing edge of the hump in the bonnet. And there it is. You don't want to strap breaking this thing. God knows if you can get them anymore or where they might be. So let's put her somewhere safe. We'll put her right there. So you got to take that off. Now I got to strap on from wheel arch to wheel arch, wing to wing. Now I got to go from fore to aft. Okay, now once you get it sort of supported just a little bit, you know, and you get your windscreen covered up there. Okay, I showed you a little bit, but it's a little harder than you might think. I've got everything in place. My suggestion would be that you just go to the manual. All right, I think it's rather self-evident, but the few of us that have these, you know, I was thinking about Scott Jaguar in Charlotte when I was a boy. There was a guy there that did nothing but E-types, and he had these bonnets like hanging off the rafters, like 6 or 8 of them. Okay, you ready? See, she's all wiggly. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. Sort of nerve-wracking, obviously, but she's swinging in the air, and I can back her out now and get her over there. So let's see if that'll work. Oh boy, I'm thinking of just pushing her out and just letting that down as quick as I can. Okay, here we go. We're on the ramp here. All right, and there you are. I haven't done this in a long time. All right. Let's get that brake off. Okay. I can't take her up and down the road. You know why? It's getting dark. I ain't got no headlights because they're on the lift, and I'm not on the lift anymore. That brings back a lot of memories here, boy, let me tell you. I guess I'm far enough in. Let's go up a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to let her run for a while because I want that oil leak to happen. Let's go out and take a look at things. We've got to keep an eye on the temperature because the only fan this thing has is an electric fan, but I'm not thinking it'll have to sit too long. Oh yeah, I'm in by far. Okay, well you get to see something interesting now. Man goes after oil leak, means it. And that's what they look like when they ain't got nothing on. So anyway, oh, look at that. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, it's been a long time since she's been like this. I'll come down here tonight and see if I can get a better idea of this leak. Got some packing blankets and a big pillow over here, and let's let her down so I can have a little peace of mind here. Yay! Whew. That's a big burden off of me right there, getting that off. Let's see if the electric fan works. It should. It's a spell or spall or however you say it. Ooh, I can smell the xylene. It'll be easy to hear it now anyway. Well, I saw the lights dim, so that's a pretty good class fan. You know, that might be blowing the oil leak around. I think I'll just get her up to temperature. I doubt that's happening, but just watch this gauge right here. When it gets to the end and normal, I'll shut her down. Okay, it's been a few minutes. We're to the end and normal. All right. Okay. Let's take her out and I gotta put some gas in her and see if I can get this under load and see if I can locate this leak. So I got enough time. I don't have to worry about headlights for about an hour. So let me pour some gas in it, some xylene and some Marvel Mystery. Get the octane up on it and we'll see. Gotta back her out and get rid of that stain that's there already so it won't fake me out. And we'll go down the road. How about that? I'm gonna look kind of funny, but I always look funny. I don't mind that. Gotta do it. Okay, the 11 herbs and spices have been added, and I have tied off my plugs so it won't get drug around, whoever did that. It just adds patina and color to the vehicle, doesn't it? So let's get the streamline and the glasses off. Okay, let's go. Daggum, it's time. I'm not going to record much of this joyride here. See, it's kind of fun. You can see the wheels turning in there. It's pretty cool, ain't it? Well, if I see anybody, I guess they're gonna see me. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. I got her nice and warm. You can actually see the suspension working. About 45. Alright. If it's squirting, which I'm starting to wonder about, I mean, this ought to leave a trail. We won't know till after sunset. Well, let's get on back to the stead. I'm about 2 miles away. Home again. So we're going to let it idle a little bit. Put about 6 or 7 miles on her. So we'll hope that'll tell the tale. I'm starting to feel like it's that pickup tube on the right side of the block. That's a weird size. I remember some kind of strange metric thing. I think the pipe I got was from, what's it called, Terry's Jaguar. So I'm starting to get feelings over there, but we'll know tonight. I don't smell anything unusual. The clock is running. Don't turn the fan on. We're going to let her kind of sit here and get a little hotter. Let's go to the Let's go to the L in normal. Get her a little hotter than I normally do. Maybe that'll open up whatever it is. I want to make a note to myself here. I'll share it with you. I just want to go around and just tighten everything. Tighten the head bolts, tighten the valve. I'm just going to go around and tighten everything. But I didn't want to do that until I look for the leak. Just a reminder to self, make a note to do that. She's a cool running girl. That's about where she, and there's no fan at all. I hadn't turned the fan on. They just run cool. They hold enough liquid. The expansion tank up there is huge. There's a gallon or so in that expansion tank, and the radiator hoses are huge. And so it's got a lot of capacity. I think it's 3 places. I think there's 2 bolts that I'm going to put it on the lift tonight that leak. I don't know why that is, but I'm going to stop it. I've had enough of it. But they're right here at the very leading edges of the oil pan. And I also believe I need to change that hose over that's going from the sump up to the oil filter, which is right there. You can't see it, but it's that white thing down in there. That white thing. Well, oh, well, actually, it's a blue thing. It's that can. I forgot that I put the can back on it. So we're going to try to stop it. It's not that I drive it a lot. I just kind of want to stop it. And so we're going to. So I'm going to change oil in it anyway. And I think the oil I run in it's a little too thick. I'm going to run something thinner because I have rebuilt this motor and it's always a little high. I think it's causing some difficulty in cranking. So anyway, we're going to put it on the lift tonight. But for now, all right, we're going to take this thing up and we're going to take the, oh no, you guys got to go. No. I'm going to pull the hinges off and take the springs off of them. Let me get rid of this dumb song. God almighty, and get rid of these dumb birds. All you songs and birds got to go. All right, I've got this balanced pretty good. I got the back up a little bit. You can see she's floating around. And so when I put her back on, things will be better. I think when I let her down, I'll move her off a little bit to that side, so kind of bring it like this, okay? But right now, that's pretty good. Let's take it up and get them hinges off and springs off. So I can put all this back. What's that doing over here? Okay, this guy, boy, the wind just put stuff everywhere. It's all over the place. All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit hook that way. Okay, hit that green subscribe button right there. Subscribe, like. I got my safety going on that thing. I'm having to kind of walk back and forth, but I don't mind it. Just kind of don't want it to fall. Yeah. I got a tiger by the tail. It's plain to see. Okay, you're getting ready to see something very rare. The inner workings of this bonnet. This is the fresh air intake. Now, I'm going to walk you around because you don't hardly ever get to see this stuff. See, there's some mechanicals there and there. Now, when you race this car, there's a little bit of a minor work you got to do. I got to put those foam things back in. I've got to remember to do that, so make a note. And this is the air that feeds up to the carburetor. So there's your adjustable latches. There's the plug that we talked about. I'm going to get some dielectric grease and put on that. Just kind of make it a little easier for life. There's your back buckets of the headlights. And there's your original wiring harness. And as we all know, blue is headlights. And green, that's nothing for Jaguar. So you can tell right here the pickup. See, there's the pickup that feeds carburetors over there. And there's the pickup that gives you your interior fresh air. And there you go, and that's what it looks like. So that's kind of strange, wonderful thing, isn't it? It came from the late 50s, early 60s, I think. The first of these came out in 61. And this is a Series 1. This is the last of them, in a very rare color of its age. Anyway, okay, so generally the best practice here is to take these off and clean and lubricate them. You can just take the springs off if you want to. That's probably what I'm going to do. And they're just in there with those little things, you know, not a big deal. But it's the devil to get it back on when you, let's take a look in case I do take it off. I want to see where all this stuff is. You can get some spray paint and mark them, but I don't want to do that. This is the left side. So there you go. And vice versa. Okay. Now, it had some surgery at one point. I don't know exactly what that was, but I found this in the car when I got it, and I just fiberglassed it back on. It's just a little air duct thing. Mimics that one, but I didn't want to lose this piece. So maybe one day I'll weld that on there, but I see no point in that right now. So like I say, let's just pull these out, and I don't want to reuse those. You might want to get some new springs if you want to. It makes the bonnet stay up a little better when time comes. So really, basically all you have to do is just take these two out and let them kind of float there if you want to. But unless you want to clean them up, throw them in the ultrasonic or something. But that's what it looks like underneath these things. Very interesting cars in my opinion. And that one looks a little wompy, don't it? I think it is a little wompy. That goes down and locks down, so let's just not mess with it. So they both are off a little bit, but these things are, it's like bolting a car onto a car. It's the best way I can describe it. This is just so Jaguar. You know, you took the little spring off, and when you get in there, it has a little brass bushing, so it won't make squeaky noises. And that's just like them, isn't it? Beautiful stuff. It's always a surprise. It's always some little delicate, fun detail every single time. So I'm going to take all these off, and I've got some brass tubes over there. What do you think the chances are I got one that size? But yeah, I'm gonna take them all off and lube them up. Oh man, I just love stuff like this. That was just a beautiful little moment. I packed a little bit of grease down in the plug. I thought that was a little bit better than putting it on the pins. So if you can do that, do it. So I've got them all taken apart, and that's cool. And I sprayed a little Croil oil on the hinges, and I tied them back, and I put a little bit of Seal Glide, just a touch, on the pins right here, and just let that sit right there. So we're going to let her down. I'm going to try to get her as far forward as I can on the gantry, and we are going to try to get the Jaguar up now. And I don't think there's any other reason to leave this off. These don't really do anything, I mean, other than adjust a little bit, but I mean, there's no moving parts there I have to deal with. So I think, you know, just a little bit of service is nice on it. So there's a big old stain there, and I don't see anything else. So, all right, I think I know where we are now. So I got the bonnet back on, and she's loosely fit because she has to be shimmed and everything. So I can get all the straps off of her now anyway, and move this gantry somewhere else. Okay, whew. This is hard. Hard but fun. Let me show you where we are, front of the car here. You put all this stuff in very loosely with all your shims. I still got my springs and stuff on it. That don't matter. And you then you drop her down, and then you line her up, and then you turn her and cock her and lock the bonnet into place. See, the lines look pretty good, so I'm okay with that. Car body-wise was, you know, kind of, yeah, it was nice, but it had its moments. So now you can go in and tighten all those. There's 4 here, that one there, and I got to put that spring array back in there. So let's do that. And I think, and we'll look at the oil leak in a minute too. Okay, I did tighten up a bunch of stuff in the front of it on the motor, so some of that stuff had worked its way loose. So I think that was some of those couple of drops out of the front end, even after a short ride. But I think I know what it is for sure. We're gonna let it sit overnight, but my feeling is it's here. See, it's right there at the oil filter. See, it's already dropped some down there. So maybe I just don't know why. I was very careful about all that. But this thing here is actually, that thing right there is a oil drain. You don't have to, if you put a felt filter in it, they say you don't have to, see where it's weeping? That's oil. It's weeping through this pipe. That's not a good sign. So we're gonna have to get rid of that. And I might just pull this whole oil assembly down again. I've got another one that I don't really care for very much. Where is that thing? I've got one. I might put it back on there because I think it's over here somewhere. And it takes a modern filter. Where's that crazy thing? Oh, I think I know where it is. I know where it is. Let's go over there. Those mud daubers get angry, don't they? They come after you. Yeah, it's over here. So I think I just may switch back to that. I love originality, And for some reason, the oil pressure is so high in it, and I don't really understand why. It's over here. There it is, right there. And there's the modern. See, already got a thing for it, so I might put that in the old ultrasonic and just put this back in there. Call it a day. I just don't know what else to do. How did I run oil pressure thing off that? I don't know. Well, we're going to put this back on. This is a modern. See the Leland sign on it? And powder coated or something. I don't know. Got to do something. Something's going to have to change here. And it's just leaking too much oil. It was a problem when I got the car. And then I thought I kind of had it beat, but I think the part's just worn out. So I'm going to take all this stuff out of there. So there it is. We'll let it sit there overnight. But let's wipe this up. Yeah, that's pretty recent stuff right there. So I think that's most of it. The other thing see right there, that drop of oil right there, I don't know what's with those things, but they both do it. So I'm gonna just have to put some sealant in there and stop those two from leaking. They cause a pretty substantial leak too. Well, let's get back to this and get this over with so I can disconnect the battery. The bonnet won't come crashing down on my little noggin. There is a sequence to tightening these. You want to tighten these first, your vertical ones first, and get the bonnet, where you want it, and then get these. Then get your horizontal upper ones, and put those in there firmly too. That kind of helps you out. So these and then those. We're going to finish this video out by putting those springs back on the bonnet thing. And then I'm going to start on that oil changing project. Probably remove the air cleaner and everything too. So let's start with those springs back in. So get your safety pillows there and get your jag stick. You got to have your jag stick. And I'll prop this up, and then you can get your springs on a lot easier. You got all kind of room and everything to do it with. So let's get them back on there with our little fancy. I want to take a picture of that with my phone. I'm going to show that to some people. These fancy little brass rings. Good golly. All right. Speaking of pillows, I need one for my knees right there. There's one. That's a big one, isn't it? All right. Old one. There's my answer to birds. I'm going to just kind of smoke them out. Very carefully. I don't want them to not want to come in here. I tried a couple different methods and they get in overnight through this mesh somehow. I don't know where. I'm tired of looking, so that's going to be the answer. Final shot. It's all loaded down with this stuff, those springs. Everything's in place. All the tools are put away. It's holding up just fine right here. Let's see how it does. The little grill's back up there. First thing you take out, I always got to do that. And I'm not going to hook the battery up right now because I don't have time to move it. So let's see how it does. Okay. See, all those springs are back in there with all their little brass accoutrements. And oh, that's pretty good there. That's pretty good. Let's see how it goes down. Okay, now the way this thing works is sometimes you need two hands to do this, but sometimes you don't. Let's see, it pulls it down, and okay, you pull it down and then you lock it over. And that's the way that works. And there's one on the other side. And that'll be a wrap. I know what I've got to do now. I've got the water warming up back there to clean off that other oil filter house. I'm a little worried about there you go. I wish the other one went down a little bit more, but I'm not gonna mess with it. It's good enough. That one's down a little bit. Well, I've seen these stamped out. This bonnet thing's kind of cool. That one's a little high, that one's a little low. It's a 1967 British car. So that's gonna happen. So that one's okay. That's about as okay as it needs to be. It's tight. thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll dig into this oil house thing later. Hopefully the pressure will be better regulated. It's a little easier to change the oil filter, and I'm going to probably try to salvage a lot of this oil because it's new. I mean, it's basically brand new. All right, let's listen to Girl from Ipanema and go get a tomato sandwich or something. All right, bye-bye, guys.